What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Professor X Perspective. I don't know if I've said this in a while, but if you need me, PROFX 7942 at gmail.com. Email me any questions. You want me to do a video on something, need me to mediate, whatever you need, I'm here to serve. Hit me up. You're out here doing a little shopping. Right now, I'm in the city of Raleigh, North Carolina. About to go into Trader Joe's, and I was thinking about today's video. My mind went back to when I originally got married back in 97. And I was thinking about how ill prepared that I really was to get married, and how most of the people that got married that I know at the age I did, which was 20, are also ill prepared. So I wanted to make this video, especially for those who may be young and you excited, you found somebody that you feel like you love, or you at least intend to find somebody that you feel like you love. You want to get married, spend the rest of your life with somebody, so on and so forth. It can be a great thing. It can be a great thing. Even though I tell people to think about it a million times before you do it, even though I say most people are not ready for marriage, I still stand on that, especially young, but not everything's going to fit everybody. For somebody, it will work. But if you're thinking about it, I would sincerely say think again and think again and think again. But to those who feel like it's something they want to do, I just want to throw out a couple pointers that I did not think about when I wanted to get married, and it could have saved me a lot of headache. One of the things in our culture that you will notice is marriage itself may be glamorized, especially when you're talking about women. Women love to show up with that big ring on their finger. Women love to tell their friends, they homegirls, girl, he popped the question, he asked me, I'm about to get married. Women like to feel special. They like to feel they're gonna be that special someone to a man for the rest of their life. So marriage in our culture may be glamorized, but so I would say getting married is glamorized, but the actual marriage itself nobody ever talks about. There's a big difference. Getting married is glamorized because you're thinking again, the wedding day, the cake, the pictures, the photographers, the bridesmaids, the groomsmen, the ring, the family, the honeymoon, the rental cars, the tuxedos, the dress, the makeup, the hair, the flowers, the punch, the wine, the dance, new house, new apartment, all that. Getting married is glamorized, but actually being married, nobody really talks about. And it's that difference in the middle that makes all the difference. One of the things that I realized about myself getting married young is what I call we had assumed, and I think most people do this, we had assumed understanding of what it was going to be like, especially as a man. A man will say to himself, or at least think this way, because men don't really go to other men and seek out counsel. Sometimes we figure, I'll figure this out as I go. It can't be that hard. So a man may say, if I work hard and provide for my wife, she'll be happy. Furthest thing from the truth. But as a young man that's about to get married, your mind is more on like, I gotta take care of this woman. And it's all gonna be pretty much like financially. I gotta take care of this woman. I gotta provide. I gotta make the payments. I gotta pay the bills. I gotta get the bag. I gotta get on my hustle. It's all gonna be like financial. And you will tell yourself, if I just provide, if I make sure my bag is straight, this woman will be happy. And on the other end, the woman is saying, if he loves me, and I believe that he does, he's always going to take care of my emotional needs. And if you watch my videos, I'm always going to stress the power of communication, because these things have to be set down and talked about. There's a lot of things that's missing there. See, it's more than just you showing up with a job and providing. It's more than just her thinking you're going to take care of her emotional needs. There's a lot of things that has to be set down and talked about. The day-to-day of marriage, not just are you a provider or is he going to take care of you emotionally, but the day-to-day of marriage has to be discussed before you get married. What will this look like? You have to discuss that. Another thing that I realized as I got older is, and I've said this before on other videos, women grow up wanting to be somebody's wife. As little girls, women grow up wanting to be somebody's wife. It's like a dream. It's like a day, because women want to be special. They want to feel special. They want to feel like somebody's willing to have their back, go the extra mile, make them their own. Again, that's why you put an engagement ring or wedding ring on a lady's finger. She walking around, she showing off everybody she know. Girl, look at this, look at it. Oh my goodness, girl, the way that thing shine when the light hit it. How many carats this guy? It's only got half a carat. Girl, he cheap. Tell him he got at least come with 2 carats. What up? Women want to feel special. From a child, from a little girl, it was always in their plan. I want to be somebody's wife. On the flip side, men don't even think about that. On the flip side, men are not even thinking, I want to be somebody's husband. No. It's not that we're not responsible. It just shows the difference between the two. A woman wants to be a wife. A girl wants to be a wife when she's young, and a young boy is not thinking about being no husband. As a matter of fact, to most men, if they honest, where a woman is approaching marriage and she is all happy and excited, a man look at marriage almost as restriction. You coming to the table, even if listen, lady, listen, lady. Even if he asks you to marry him, most men, if they're honest, especially when we're young, they see marriage as a restriction. So you got two different things going on. You got a woman who, since she was a girl, always dreamed of getting married. And then you've got a young man at the same time who's about to get married to this woman, trying to avoid the regret of being restricted or imprisoned, because everybody know, at least from a male point of view, when you get married, the chains come on. Women don't say to other women, "Oh, you married now, you won the ball and chain." That's something that you say to a guy. Guys become way more restricted. And if you young and you don't think about these things, and these things are not talked about, you always gonna be coming from two different points of view. One's fulfilling a dream, and one's trying to avoid a regret that's always in the back of his mind. It's just the way we see it. Men see marriage as restriction. Going back to a point I had made earlier, you have to use the power of conversation. One of the things when I got married, we didn't discuss. We didn't, and this is conversations you got to have before you walk down the aisle. You want to have conversations about finances. How are the finances going to be handled? What roles do one another play? The in-laws, that's a big one. How much power do your mama have in our life? How much say so? That's a big one. That is a big one, especially for men, because they get married and then the wife's mother like to interject her thoughts, and this can go both. I've seen it actually go both ways. where the mother of the man and or the mother of the lady always has something to say. And the child, instead of putting the mom in her place and say, hey, this is my family now, will allow the mom to continue to say and do what she want to say and do. And it's going to bring conflict into the man. So before you get married, you want to have a real conversation. How are we going to handle the in-laws? How are we going to handle my mom, your mom? How are we going to handle the whole situation? It's a conversation that you want to have before you walk down the aisle. What roles are we going to play? Like I said already, it's a conversation you got to have. What does sex look like in our marriage? The frequency. Even if you've been together for 3 years and you feel like you got it down pat, have a conversation. What does sex look like? Because in most marriages, it's going to go downhill. I'm just telling you. Most of the time, a year after people get married, the sex is going to go downhill. You want to have a conversation about that. How are we going to handle conflict? What resolutions are we going to use when we can't agree? You want to have that conversation before you get married. And like I said, these are things that we know in our head, but we walk down the aisle without having dealt with those things. And then when it hits us, because marriage is going to hit you, when it hits you, then that's when everything it goes crazy because nobody has anything set in motion. When the finances hit you, and it will hit you, somebody's going to show up pregnant, and money's got to start being spent. Things got to be done. Rooms got to be painted. Cribs got to be bought. Daycare's got to be paid for. Pampers out the yin yang. Yeah. You didn't know that? You didn't know that you could change a baby's diaper, and about the time you pull it up through the middle and get ready to strap it across, if they still do that, let's show you how long. I assume they still do that. They're going to boo-boo all over again and be laughing and giggling while they're urinating either in the diaper in your face, and you just put a fresh diaper on and you got to change them again or be nasty and let your child run around with a soggy full diaper. It's up to you. Depending on how stressed out you are, how tired you are. You might just say to the child, I changed you once, you're going to wait 3 hours. But either way, diapers got to be paid for. So these are just a couple of things that I would throw out there. If you're thinking about getting married, think about these things. Utilize the power of conversation with your future spouse. Talk about everything under the sun that you can think of. Don't be afraid to ask people that are older than you and have been married before, even those who have been divorced before, such as myself, married 20, divorced. Ask as many people as you know that has been married for any length of time. Is there anything I need to ask or talk to my fiance or boyfriend or girlfriend about before we walk down the aisle? Because once you say I do, everything after that, everything is going to get tricky and it's going to get messy. And you can avoid a lot of these things up front with this kind of knowledge right here and using the power of communication. Hopefully this helps. Y'all got it? Good.